So here we stand on the precipice, ready to jump into the great unknown, and we need to start with a really good research question. But how do you formulate a good question? Step 1 from the editorial we covered was to specify the topic as a clear, structured question and decide on the type of meta-analysis to conduct. The Cochrane Review Interactive Learning website has a helpful module covering this topic in depth. Just follow the link. They describe 5 basic types of analysis questions, dealing with interventions, diagnostic tools and techniques, prognosis relating to specific diseases, risks, and exposures, methodological practices, and qualitative data. Getting the question right is necessary for conducting an efficient, critical, reliable, useful, and replicable review, and making certain that the review needs to be done at all if there are other reviews covering the same topic. The question should have real utility also for the end user, other healthcare professionals, policymakers, researchers. A systematic review question should satisfy the same basic criteria as a primary research question. It can address feasibility, should be interesting, it is a novel question, it may address ethics, and is relevant to current practices. This is referred to as the finer criteria, by the way. Thabane and co-authors describe methods for coming up with good questions. Draw from your own clinical experience. Discuss issues with other researchers at professional meetings. Follow developments in the literature and identify gaps. Discuss issues with a mentor. Be alert to new ideas and technology. Brainstorm with friends and colleagues. Keep your imagination roaming. Search information outside of your immediate sphere. And use focus groups. Once you have an idea to explore, a good meta-analysis question is basically similar to a good clinical research question, in that you're probably primarily interested to know the answer to a yes-no question about a given treatment. But you can ask that question in different ways depending on your terms. Be specific, but not over-limiting in defining terms. The aim of performing meta-analysis is, after all, to overcome limitations inherent in independent studies. According to the PRISMA guideline, an explicit question statement needs to address participants, interventions, comparisons, and outcomes, or PICO. When targeting specific study design, the acronym is PICOS, and it's PICOT when you consider time frame. Again, the Cochrane website, you can explore these parameters in depth. You may start out with a question of whether a specific treatment program is effective and expand that to ask if it's more effective than other treatments or when variations in dose, intensity, modality, or some other factor are made. You may also be interested in which types of patients the treatment program works best for and efficaciousness, side effects, or other outcomes beyond primary treatment effect. From your question statement, the specific key terms are going to become parameters in your systematic literature review queries.